Ladies and gentlemen, once again, we got to talk. So there's been a lot of discussion about Gavin Newsom and this new game plan that he's been utilizing towards Donald Trump. Some people think that it's the perfect game plan. Some people think that we're playing with fire and it's a dumb, ridiculous plan. So what I want to do in this video is I want to play a clip, just giving a little bit of background on what he's been doing. And then I want to give my perspective on that, and then we'll talk about the new bill that he signed. All right, so let's go ahead and jump right into the video now.
Different kind of power in today's political landscape. Attention. Newsom's press office for the past week and a half has been flooding the zone by flooding social media posts with posts that mimic Donald Trump's style and doing what no Democrat has tried for the last 9 years in dealing with Donald Trump. Beating Donald Trump at his own game. Since Donald Trump posted a fake Time magazine cover of himself as king, Gavin Newsom's team did the same thing. In one post, Gavin Newsom calls MAGA Republicans, quote, snowflakes in all caps. In another, he says this, quote, Donald is finished. He is no longer hot. First the hands, so tiny, and now me, Gavin C. Newsom, have taken away his step. Many are saying he can't even do the big stairs on Air Force One anymore, uses the little baby stairs now. Sad, referring to a picture of Donald Trump alongside Vladimir Putin. He just wrote, vaxxed, and Newsom has already captured the visual style of the quintessential Trump post. There's the retweet of buff Gavin Newsom holding an American flag, or maybe the real winner, a portrait of himself surrounded by Kid Rock, Tucker Carlson, and Hulk Hogan. Newsom's social media campaign is clearly getting under the skin of many on the right.
I don't know what he's trying to do, but it comes across as childish. And you're the governor of the biggest state in the union. What are you doing?
This is a sitting governor. You know, those are Congress people. And it feels like we're watching a summer camp skit. We're watching slam poetry. We're watching these attention seekers that are just so wrapped up in clickbait, and they are supposed to be governing.
Hypocrisy is dying a sad and tragic death right now. Say the anchors from the network that paid $800 million for their lies. Now, if the hypocrisy in all of this isn't clear enough, if it doesn't smack you on the side of the head, here's what podcaster and radio host Charlemagne the God had to say about Fox News' reaction there.
Have you ever told the 45th and 47th President of the United States of America to stop? Have you ever told the 45th and 47th President of the United States of America that they need to be more serious, to act like it's cool when Trump do it, but it's a problem when Gavin does it? Knock it off.
All right, so that's the video. So I wanted to keep that Charlemagne part of that video on there because I don't even want to cover the hypocrisy that a lot of these Republicans are just falling into. I don't even want to cover that. Charlemagne said it well enough, so I'll just leave that as it is there. So do I think what Gavin Newsom is doing makes sense? Do I think it's crazy? Do I think it's dumb? Do I think it's smart? Honestly, I think it's pretty brilliant. And I'll give you a couple of reasons for that. The first reason is I remember when I was growing up, my brother and I grew up playing basketball. And he and I would be playing basketball against people from the neighborhood, let's say 2-on-2 games against some folks in the neighborhood. And the other team would like consistently, like say we'd be up, we'd be winning, the other team's losing. And the other team would all of a sudden start calling all these random fouls. They would all of a sudden say, oh, that ball's out of bounds, it's our ball. My mentality was like, no, it wasn't out of bounds. It's our ball. But my brother would always overrule me, my older brother. He would always overrule me and say, no, let him have it. And then the next play, they would call a foul that wasn't a foul. And my brother would say, Jordan, let him have it. And he would continuously say, let him have it, let him have it, let him have it. Because his mentality was, we're going to do things the right way, and eventually we'll end up winning. What I would tell my brother is, if you keep on giving them the ball, eventually they're going to win. If you keep letting them cheat and play by their own rules, eventually they're going to beat us. Now, most of the time, my brother was good enough to seal the deal and get the W for us. But there were those times where he would continuously say, let him have it. And before you know it, we end up losing the game because we just gave him the ball over and over and over. That is the game plan that these Republicans have been playing with, and that's the game plan that these Democrats have been falling for the last 6, 7, or 8 years. Trump and all of his crooked mafia tie people that surround him continuously make up all these crazy rules. They do all of this, all these shenanigans where they end up winning the presidency and doing all kinds of stuff. And the Democrats end up taking this mentality that Michelle Obama introduced years and years ago when she said, when they go low, we go high. And I remember Charlemagne one time, he said, when you go low, I'm going to take it to the basement with you. And I think that's the part where we've got to realize, like, if we don't start to take it to the floor with them, if we don't say, I'm willing to go to hell with you on this, they're going to win. And they have been winning. They've been winning everything. If we continue just turning our heads and saying, we're going to continue playing by the rules, we're not going to go and do anything dirty against you, we want to continue playing by the rules. If we keep doing that, they're going to continue winning. The reason why I think this Gavin Newsom situation is perfect, brilliant even, is my second analogy, which is, if you know anything about sports, typically, and I'll keep this to basketball, typically what a team does really well and what they do all game, they do that because they know that it's effective. They do that because they know they wouldn't want someone else to do that to them. For instance, if you see a basketball team, a college basketball team, and they press all game, they just do a full court press defense the entire game. The reason why that coach does that is because he knows it's effective and he knows how much it bothered him when he played. So typically, if you play against a team that's really good at something, if you do that right back to them, you'll get some form of success because they know that it's effective and it harms them, right? With that in mind, the stuff that Trump is doing, he does it so often because he knows it works. He calls people names. He does all these little kiddish, childish types things like all of the time to grown adults. He does that because he knows how much it would affect him. He knows how much name calling bothers him. He knows how much someone calling him fat would just ruin his day. So then he goes out and he calls other people fat. He calls other people losers. He calls other people all these weird names. And now Gavin Newsom has just returned the fire on him. He's doing the exact thing that Trump has made a name for himself doing for the last 8+ years. He's doing this weird all caps stuff that he's like every time he types, it's in all caps. I know that's bothering Donald Trump because he stopped writing in all caps just a couple of days ago. He just stopped doing it all of a sudden. Why would he randomly stop doing something he's been doing for years? Excuse me. Obviously, it's because what Gavin Newsom's doing is affecting him. Gavin Newsom is also calling people names. I'm not big on the name calling and stuff just because we all adults and we shouldn't be calling people names. But when the person is in charge and he's doing this to people and it's causing other folks to yield to him and do all this crazy stuff, then there comes a times when you got to turn the table on him and start doing the exact same thing back to him. Gavin Newsom is doing that and it's working. Now, all of a sudden, we have a lot of the Republican Party talking about how they're going to be doing this redistricting thing in Texas. So if we go along with this process of when they go low, we go high. If we continue doing that, I can almost guarantee you that midterms, the Democrats are going to lose seats and the Republicans are going to gain seats. I can almost guarantee it because they are rigging it that way. They are rigging the game. So if we continue with this, oh, I'm going to play it nice, I'm going to do things the right way, if we continue with that mindset, we will lose. And I say we, not meaning Democrats, but I mean anyone who's against Donald Trump is we from now on. We will lose midterms because they are going to rig the game so heavily for themselves that there's no possible way that Donald Trump and his losers can lose. There's no way. Like, they're rigging the game. So what Gavin Newsom did is he was like, if if they're going to redistrict some things, we're going to do the same thing in California. I think that's brilliant. Whatever they are doing, we have to continue doing that or we are going to lose. We've seen that for 8 years now. The writing is on the wall. When I look at people like Gavin Newsom, I have to give him a round of applause because he's actually standing up and fighting a fight rather than just laying down and taking it like a lot of these Democrats have been doing. There's a couple of other folks, like the young lady from Texas. I'm a huge fan of hers as well. But we just got to get more aggressive, man. Instead of just taking this stuff and saying, oh, I'm going to do things the right way. I'm going to do them the right way because that's the way they're supposed to be done. And once Donald Trump gets out of office, maybe the Republicans will see how well we behaved and then they will temper their things back to, it ain't going to work like that, okay? Because if you don't get aggressive with them, we'll never get back into a position of power ever again because they will continue to cheat. So I'm encouraging every representative in the United States, if you can do something like what they did in California, you must do it because I'm telling you right now, Texas is not going to be the only red state that pulls something like this. Texas did it. California did it. So just be ready for the next red state to jump out the window and say they're going to do it because once they do, there's got to be another blue state that's going to do the same thing. There has to be, or we're going to lose. Okay, it's that simple. All right, so that's all that I got for y'all. Please do like the video, subscribe to the channel. I really do appreciate all the support that we've gotten. It's a brand new channel. I don't know how many videos we have, maybe 15 videos or so. And I think we almost have like 700 and something subscribers. So it's been growing really quickly. So I do appreciate the support and everything. Please do like the video, subscribe to the channel. Also share with your friends. Let them know that what we're building over here. I really appreciate that. I'll just say, when they go low, we got to take them to the basement, baby. we got to. All right. That's all that I got for y'all today. So thank you. Take care. God bless. Peace.